Yo, you're listening to Everyday Superpower, the place where we talk non-verbal communication, verbal communication, game, relationships, and everything in between, alright? Yo, let's have a little ramble together today, okay? Let's have a little chat. Yo, do you enjoy life? Do you want to enjoy life? Do you want to be happy? Well, happiness comes and goes, doesn't it? You can't be happy 24 hours a day. So, if you want to, unless you are happy 24 hours a day, which I think is absolute nonsense, I don't think you are, but unless you disagree and say that's the case, we need to find a way to enjoy life without being happy, don't we? So we have ups and downs in life. In order to be happy, we must be sad sometimes, purely as there is a counterbalance. Like all things, we need to have a fluctuation of emotions and feelings in order to give spice of life. But do we approach it in that manner? Do we say, I'm sad, I want to get out of this situation, and I'm angry, I hate this person, I hate the way things are going, I'm frustrated, I know I can do better, and so forth. Each one of these emotions and feelings relates to, a particular reason. There's a reason you're feeling that way, and it's understandable, and how you choose to deal with these things is completely up to you, alright? But it would be wrong to say, I want to enjoy every moment of my life and not find a degree of comfort and understanding as you're going through the cycles, even into the deepest, darkest depths. You must think, this is a test I'm being put through. I'm going to pass it with flying colours. It will be over. I will move on. And, sometimes it's very hard to believe when you say I will come out as a stronger person, because sometimes you think this is just nothing but a harsh existence right now. I can't possibly develop through any means in this circumstance and situation. I just need it to be gone. And that's completely fine. But sometimes the mundanity of it serves an excuse to test your own willpower and to see if you as a human can overcome the waves that are being pushed towards your direction, sending you here, there, and everywhere. Bad things happen from time to time. I mean, I'm an introverted person, right? So I don't necessarily go out of my way to deal with too many people. I find it, it's just uncomfortable for me. I don't necessarily work in that way. I find comfort and peace by being as one. So my life is more peaceful and stress-free and drama-free. I'm more internalized. That's where my problems sort of stem, not from, social situations and scenarios, but my problem sort of stems from myself. Now, somebody who's more extroverted and is entwined within the cobweb of community and societal social issues, then it becomes a little more of a drama, a little more of a consistent fluctuating, puddle of all sorts, honestly. So if you are within that realm, you will probably experience a few more of the highs and lows of life. I mean, don't get me wrong, I speak on experience on this channel as far as communications based. I'm not a complete hermit. I don't stay inside all day. I do go out and converse and engage in particular social realms. I just don't go out of my way to have 20,000 friends and so forth. That's just not me. So let's get back on track. When it comes to life and having hard times as you get older, you may run into a couple of problems here and there. And as I was saying, me not necessarily communicating with too many people on a general, deep, consistent basis, it's not that consistent. I do run into this deepness of an issue, but on occasion I will be stricken with bad news, if it be related to somebody else or relating to my circumstances, my situations, and I do feel there and then the trigger of anger, of shock, of surprise, of sadness. I understand when I'm in a depressive state and I feel myself as I tumble down into the hole, or what I call my bubble, where I enter a space of emotional absence. I become depressed of feeling. But I'm still conscious and I'm still aware of myself, and I understand where I am, that I should cope and deal with it in the best of my capabilities and learn from the other times I've been there and reapply and apply new techniques and perspectives, you know? And in doing so, I understand it's part of the game of life. That sometimes when we roll the die, we won't get the best result. Now, in order to be content and love life from start to finish, we have to understand these moments, even when it comes with intense trauma. And you have to understand, Fewy, I'm still here. I still have a thinking mind. I still have a brain. I'm still able to approach this circumstance and situation. I have a myriad of different direction I can pursue. I don't need to take an option and make a decision right now. I can hold it off and, decide further down the line once this cloud shifts a little bit. But I am aware and I am here, and I'm not going to allow this to ruin who I am as a person, because I know that life comes with highs and lows, and by default it might suck, but this is just one of them lows I have to go through. And although I might not see it now, I might not believe it now, this trouble and this trauma and this, mundane spot I'm going through is going to assist me in living and learning, in controlling oneself, in gaining a higher level of thinking and understanding of oneself, and honestly give me a better story to tell as the years go by. There's always a story to tell. I've been stricken with bad luck on a few occasions, right? And it's funny how when it comes hard. You get hit heavy, alright? Like a professional boxer. Once they crack you one and you open up, they just let loose. There you go. And as you're getting pummeled and punched aggressively, one punch after the other, one might, clock you a little bit more efficiently, a bit harder than the last, and it might be a flurry, an onslaught of bad news, of bad situations, but they're coming and they're coming hard. Now, when you get knocked down to, the surface, you can sit there and wait for the 10 count, and I would call the 10 count your entire life. You could wait and accept the defeat and not be able to get back up and just exist in that space until the 10 is over and then it's lights out. Or you could get up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at some point in the count with an understanding. And when you get up, the crowd is going to cheer you on. You're going to feel victorious. It's going to be in the highlight reel. Yeah, they got you with a nice combo, but you soaked it up like a sponge. You ate it up. You're a powerhouse. You're a defensive unit. And now you can go back onto the offense and start attacking that life once again. And guess what? The moment, bang, you get one in on the opponent. There we go. We get a dopamine rush. Happiness surges to the brain. And after you have been down for the 10 count, facing defeat, and you have conquered that, stood back on your 2 feet and continued to fight on, that happiness and that spike of dopamine is going to be unlike anything you felt before. And in hindsight, you will look back and you will say, wow, look at what I did. Look at how I dealt with it. Look at where I stand now. And if you've got kids, they will look up to you. If you want to have kids, this is the person they're going to want leading the way. If you have a business, they're going to want to see this. If you're a leader of any sort, or if you're even a subordinate or a follower, those around you, including those in authoritarian positions, are going to look at you and say, wow, there's something special with this person. So, initially I asked, do you want to be happy? Do you want to have a great life? Do you want to be happy 24 hours a day? Do you want to enjoy life? Do you want to love life 24 hours a day? You can do that, but you can't be happy and successful and joyful 24 hours a day. So if you agree with the first statement, you're going to have to find a way of peace and love with the downsides and the negatives and the darkness of life. You see? On that note, I'm signing out. Peace.